Alright, so it's been a while, but I am back with episode 4 of this pitch discussion series. There have been there's been a fair few new bonus matchups discovered, so we'll be going over 3 of them. But before that, I am joined today by Archive.
Hello, that's me.
And Comet Cannon.
Hello. Yes, that is me.
Well then, let's get straight into the matchup discussions. And we'll start with 3 bonus matchups. First of which is Courier versus V. Fallout New Vegas versus Cyberpunk. Is there anything you want to say, or?
I've not played either of these. I know who they are.
I have played extensive amounts of both.
Oh, lovely.
Okay. So, the connections are generally like, oh, these are... V has they have like 3 different backstories, but the general premise is they are a runner within the universe of Cyberpunk, which is basically a work for hire. They go around doing all the crazy shit. Within, specifically, Night City, that's run by mega corporations, as basically it's no longer important what country you're part of, it's what building shadow you live in.
Yeah.
And versus Fallout, which I think the majority of people also kind of know.
Yeah.
It's... the 3 major powers of the world went, screw it, and nuked everything, and now... It's all about the factions and barely scraping by day to day as people are trying to remember the past. The connection between these 2 specifically is they went on delivery job to get a very, very specific, like, super chip that was like going to that the most powerful forces within their worlds really wanted this chip, and it goes horribly wrong, resulting with both of them getting a bullet in the head. And that's the main connection.
Yeah, and I imagine, from at least what I know of both games, the gameplay is fairly similar in terms of both being, general RPG type stuff.
So, unfortunately...
I mean, it's not directly, but it is similar genre type stuff.
Well, they're first-person shooters, but the main ability in Fallout New Vegas and most Fallouts is the ability to either just slow or just stop time for a second.
Yeah,
use
the
rat system stuck by the
system.
birds, and then
Cyberpunk's more actiony.
Everything. You can hack people, you can slow down time, you can rapidly heal yourself.
Cyberpunk can do more things as far as the gameplay goes.
Yeah.
Whereas
yes, there's a lot more things.
It's just mostly shooting and melee.
Yeah, there's a lot of passives in Fallout, but there's nothing that's like active in Fallout. Versus, there's a lot more active abilities you can show in Cyberpunk. I get the connections. It works out fairly well, but what's the word that you use where it's like you look at 2 things are like completely opposite, like the juxtaposition almost between like trying to show off Cyberpunk and then showing off gameplay from New Vegas is just
night and day, quite literally.
Literally. I don't want to go too much into the versus. It's a good matchup. The thing that just throws me off is like, if New Vegas got like a remake, I would be 100% behind this, just because I think it would be perfect then.
Honestly,
but
I know the popular matchup for Courier is the Dinjar and the Mandalorian. I think I like this one more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is,
because while obviously the connection, quote unquote, between Courier and Din is pretty obvious, it's not very deep. Like, it is a fun idea for Din. I think this one hits closer to comparing the two.
Yeah. I think V just wins very casually, though. That's my opinion.
Well, it's probably, yeah. I mean, it's future tech compared to post-apocalyptic tech, so...
Yeah. Is a thing where people go like, in Fallout, this laser is stated to be like speed. You can move in tandem with it. I'm like, my question is always like, is there anything in Fallout, like the lore or the fluff saying, yes, a human can also move in tandem with this stuff? Because otherwise, I don't fully believe that.
It would be an interesting thing to discuss.
Is that an outlier?
But yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Like, otherwise, I think Fee just bitch slaps.
Overall, pretty good idea.
Pretty good.
I think we all kind of somewhat agree that it's probably the best for both that we've heard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've not seen much for V. Like,
that's fair.
It makes a lot of sense.
It does. It makes a lot of sense.
Good. Give it. I don't know. 4 waffles out of 7 pancakes. 4 waffles out of 7 pancakes.
Nice. Yeah. So we will move on to the second quote-unquote bonus of Tidus. I can never know how to pronounce his name.
I think it's Tidus.
Okay. Tidus.
Because it's surf, so tide.
Oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Alright,
whatever.
Tidus and Yuna versus Noah and Mio. Final Fantasy X versus Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
Before we go on, I just realized something. I've known about this game for a while. I played this game a while back. I think it was decent. I just now realized, as I was saying his name, Yuna and Tidus. The tides in the moon.
Oh, yes.
I just realized
that's good. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I've got a bunch of notes.
Close the stream. Close it down. Just.
It's a long list of connections that all comes together to make me think that it's thematically rich. I don't know anything about how either side fights to know anything about the dynamic. So if either of you have anything to say about it, please do.
I know nothing about Xenoblade.
The only Noah matchup I know about, which isn't even technically a Noah matchup, it's one I made a trailer for in like Archer versus N. So like it's like the altered version of Noah, which is kind of a spoiler for Xenoblade 3, but I mean at this point if you haven't played it, can you really be blamed for me spoiling it?
I always say give 2 years for video games.
That's fair. That's fair.
That's me.
I'm pretty sure it's been more than 2 years since that game came out.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, thematically rich and based on both Final Fantasy and Xenoblade being, RPGs of some regard. It probably works fairly well as a fight.
Yeah.
I don't know how debatable it is, but I think it's good. I like it.
Yeah. Looks nice.
I can't give a full opinion just because I don't know anything about Xenoblade, so...
That's fair. Alright, so we'll move on to the third bonus. Something that... It's a very simple matchup, but my god is it a fun one. Jake versus Guy Dangerous. Subway Surfer versus Temple Run. This is incredibly simple in that not only are the characters simple, the connections is pretty much that they are from the biggest mobile endless runner games of the 2010s, early 2010s, and have Subway Surfers are definitely stood the test of time because I know that game is still getting updates.
Yeah,
I don't know about Temple Run, but
so the lore is he's running around the universe at massive faster than light speed.
It's a very fun idea. I don't know if you could make a I don't know if you could even stretch this into a full-on death battle. I mean, maybe you could make an analysis for Jake with all of the updates and some of the various crossovers that Subway Surfers had. But I don't know how much media there actually is for Temple Run. But
I know it.
Oh wait, no, I'm looking at my notes. Jake has a web series and Guy Dangerous has comics, so I guess there is probably enough.
What? Nani?
Apparently.
Temple Run actually has an arcade game as well, although I've never
Then
played
there you
it.
go. So I guess there's more than enough to make an analysis segment on both. And I guess those extended media might have some interesting stuff for them to contend with. So yeah, honestly, that's a fun idea. I mean, if you were going to do anybody from mobile games, this is a good choice.
I do have a question that if people in comments can answer, or the person who made this one can answer. Is this one where you legitimately want to see this as like a DBX animation or full-blown death battle breakdown?
Yeah, I suppose that is a good question.
Like, is this a joke? Was this a joke or something? Like, I don't want to call it a joke because I feel like that's being mean-spirited.
I don't think this one is a joke. Definitely not in the same regard as some of the other confirmed jokes, like Dobby versus Gollum. But
like
it, and also I do want to point out that simple is not an insult here. I mean, Machamp versus Goro, that is a simple matchup, but it was a very fun one, and I think this would be kind of similar in terms of simplicity, but very, very fun.
Yeah, I'm just curious if it was like a legit, like I want to. It's like I want to talk to the crew and make them laugh, like just hang out with them to say thanks for all the years.
I mean, I feel like this is a legitimate suggestion, personally.
Yeah,
I think knowing that there's a seemingly a decent amount of extended material for both makes it seem like you absolutely could make this as a full episode.
All right, sure. I'm just curious.
Yeah, no, I mean it's a fair thing to have, because when you see Subway Surfer versus Temple Run and you don't know about any of the extra stuff, you think to yourself, how could this work as a death battle? But then the extra stuff is there.
You could just have it like as one of those like YouTube brain rot videos where the top half is just Temple Run and the bottom half is Subway Surfers.
That would be a funny analysis cutaway or something.
Right, that would be the animation, and then like the climax of the fight is that they hit each other. Like the calculation, I think you could do. It'd be like this would be like it's really they just run. It'd be like who runs faster, and so you would have like them split, and then their terrain slowly like shift to be more and more similar until they're on the same terrain, and then they collide with one another, and whoever is deemed faster just like trains through the other person.
Nice. All right,
that'd be funny.
So that's the 3 bonus matchups. All 3 of which I think are very, very good. I like all 3 of them. Honestly, I really do.
Yeah. They're cool.
So we'll move on to back to the survey results. And we are at 223rd place with Dr. Eggman versus Griffith. And that is specifically Fleetway Sonic Eggman versus Griffith from Berserk. I don't know anything about Fleetway Sonic, and the most I know about Griffith is that he's a bitch.
Yeah. That probably sums up Fleetway Eggman as well.
Okay. So
I do.
So I guess the main link here is that they're just incredibly evil.
I don't know much about Griffith, to be honest. What I do know about Fleetway Eggman is that they tried to keep him more in line with the characterization in the Sonic cartoon, the old one with the freedom fighters, where he's a dictator.
Oh, that one.
And
because there's a few old Sonic cartoons, so you do kind of have to clarify.
Yeah, they had him go through a couple of different designs, each getting a bit more intimidating. But the way they did it, if I remember correctly, was that he died and got resurrected by transforming into an egg and hatching his new body.
Huh.
To be clear, Fleetway Sonic was kind of crazy.
Yeah, I do know that.
Tails came from like a mythical medieval fantasy land. For
Okay.
example.
Okay.
Yeah. And Metal Sonic was not one Metal Sonic, but a series of Daleks, essentially, based off the classic Peter Cushing Doctor Who Daleks.
Okay. Well, I suppose Fleetway is British, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, sadly, there's really not a lot we can say past that, but I'm more than willing to learn if somebody wants to contact me directly with something to say about it. By all means, let me know. Then we can move on to 222nd place, unless you had something to say, Archive.
I just like, I don't get the character connections whatsoever for Dr. Eggman versus Griffith. Like, yeah, the egg thing, I'm like, oh, that's part of it.
I think it just comes down to not
egg.
knowing them, and I looked and I couldn't find anything about connections, but yeah, again, more than happy to be told them. Just if anybody who knows them is watching this, get in contact with me.
Griffith's whole deal, at least as his physical self, is like, I am so ethereally beautiful and perfect that people subjugate themselves willingly to me, just automatically. Like, kind of like the idea of the devil being so beautiful, like, is kind of like, that's a very common thing in biblical ideas.
Yeah.
And all of that, and that's like, and I'm just like, well, there's a very, what's the chance that Griffith, assuming this was a matchup, like, he just stands there and Eggman goes like, I love you, and that's the end of the fight, because that's literally what Griffith wins by just being sexy.
Well, to be fair,
Eggman's whole thing is that he tries to kill all beautiful natural things. Originally, because that's what he originally does. He's trying to roboticize the entire world. He's trying to turn it all cold and dead.
It's quite likely an aspect of the matchup then, which gives an extra point in my mind. That's a cool dynamic.
Yeah, but and then
if it does boil down to that, plus the fact that they're both evil, trying to take over the world type stuff, then yeah, right.
Yeah,
I dig it. I mean, if it's more than that, please feel free to, like I said, get in contact, let me know, and I will bring it back up in a future episode if I can.
Griffith is legit one of the best, like, written antagonists in any literature I've ever read.
I have heard that people...
He still deserves to fucking die.
Yeah.
But...
yeah. Alright. With that being said, we can now move on to the next place in the list. 222nd place. Sans versus Springtrap. And I know both characters, because obviously they're very popular, very well known. But I don't get it. Like, no disrespect intended. I just don't see the connection here.
I guess that after a certain point, Springtrap is just some glowing eyes under a skull like rabbit nose.
I mean, I guess. But I mean,
that's about as far as I can get, I'm afraid.
I suppose it might maybe that plus maybe just the series combination of Undertale and FNAF, which
they're popular.
It's
Again,
also sounds
if I'm wrong,
like all of Undertale is attacking
know,
the soul.
Yeah, I suppose soul shenanigans as well might also be something.
Yeah, like that's like, because it's all about attacking the soul. It's Springtrap / Afton. He is a dude whose soul is like soul that's turned into metal or can possess metal or something.
Yeah,
like that. I don't fully get it, but like maybe that's kind of the vibe. I don't get it.
Maybe
either.
Yeah, I mean, there's really not much to say about this, but I'm more than willing to hear people out on it.
Yeah.
So I guess that just means we move quickly on to 221st place. Kenpachi versus Jack Rakan. Apologies if I've mispronounced that. And that is Bleach versus Negima Magister Negi Magi. That is a name?
I've read all of Negima. Do we need do you need an explanation just as what it is in general?
I don't know a whole lot about these two, but what I think I know is that they're both Battle Junkie type characters, because I remember seeing.
Okay.
They
I know,
are in it for the love of the game.
Yeah, I know Kenpachi is got pitted against Akuma 3 different times on one
Yes,
melee.
he did.
So if
This is a
so if that's
better
the thing,
fight than that, I'd argue. Yeah.
yeah, no, I probably.
Yeah.
If someone was.
Basically, Negima is.
Oh wait, no, I do have notes here. I just realized.
Well,
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm seeing just.
but yes, but just to give a general idea.
Yeah, by all means.
Negima is the guy who made Love Hina. Was trying. His bosses were trying to force him to do another.
Yeah, I think you talked about this in the
comedy
last
manga.
episode.
Let him go. Let him go.
Yeah, keep going.
Afterwards, yes. They wanted him to do another like comedy, and he didn't want to do that. So every time they looked over his shoulder, he did a comedy, and the moment they turned away, he'd write the most detailed battle manga possible, with like breaking the record for the longest tournament arc. And if you go on to TV Tropes, they have a warning saying don't open multiple tabs. This has crashed the site 10, 12 times. Because literally, imagine anything like you could anything that you could want in an opponent for any character. Negima has that in it. Like,
wow.
Everything. And it's all done. It's what's really impressive is that it's all done in a very easy to understand juggling of several different power systems that all just make sense and is easy to analyze.
Wow. Okay.
And
from my notes here, I'm not entirely sure if it's from the picture, but it most likely is. These notes have described it as all the skill of Jack versus Afro with all of the carnage of Hulk versus Doomsday.
That's about right. Yeah. Basically.
Okay.
Jack
Yeah. Okay. Then it
Rakan
just says about
did,
10 minutes of fame with Death, so that is absolutely from the picture.
Yeah. He's
But
Jack
if that's it,
the,
that sounds awesome, and I am all for this.
I'll give you slight details about Jack. He's he was on a team with the protagonist's missing father that traveled the world defeating monsters and stuff, and he was kind of the muscle, as it were. He has basically, from what I can tell, I've only looked a little bit at what Kenpachi's feats are, but they basically have the exact same feats, more or less, down to dimension, tearing and stuff.
Cool.
Yeah.
The only difference is in their weapons. And Jack's, there's a thing in Negima called a Pactio, which is one of the power systems. Basically, a wizard lends you a small amount of power that lets you grab a specific artifact depending on your soul. And since Jack Rakan is, the muscle guy who likes fighting, his artifact lets him just create magical weapons. And these can be any magical weapons, so if a limb gets chopped off, he can just make a massive magical robot arm or leg.
Yeah, so
Dang,
I
that's
get
awesome.
that really matches up, because Kenpachi, just to go a little bit everybody, Bleach, big 3 right now. I think the 1,000-year Blood War arc is still going on, still in terms of animation. It's really good. Watch it, it's great. Both in the manga, and I think it just got animated a little bit ago. When I say a little bit ago, months, but Kenpachi is the definitive love of the game. I'm a strong guy in Bleach. Every single series should have a guy who's in it for the love of the game. Kenpachi is one of the best. He's super overpowered, and that's kind of the joke.
Yeah.
Just to, I don't know if Nuki would have put a thing up. He was discovered as a kid within, there's multiple worlds. There's the world of living, world of dead. Obviously, if you died one, you pop into the other. Infinite loop, yada yada. In the Civil Society, him as a kid, he was discovered by one of the captains, soul captains, and he beat the shit out of everybody, and then nearly killed her, but he lost. And he had a psychological breakthrough. He's like, man, I really love fighting, but I'm so strong that I won't be able to fight people if I allow my power to continue to progress. So he had psychologically sealed away his power.
Damn,
And then later on in life, he was still too strong, so then he put another limiter on himself by having an eye patch that ate his excess soul energy.
Oh.
But then it turns out, oh, that wasn't his limiter. His second limiter, after he had psychological breakdown, is that he ripped his soul, part of his soul out, and that soul itself was so powerful, it turned into a little girl. And that girl is his lieutenant. That has the pink hair. That's his excess soul energy.
That's like some M. Bison type shit.
Yeah.
No, and it's like, and she's so powerful that she's able to have a soul sword, and that soul sword can have multiple super forms. And so, and
This
then
dude's
it's later,
insane, and I love it.
yeah. So, and then he's like, and then it's like, oh, so he nerfed himself by psychologically sealing himself off, and then he nerfed himself by ripping his soul in half, and then he's nerfed himself by applying an eye patch. He also nerfed himself. This isn't as funny as the rest, but he put bells on the end of his hair, so he literally can't sneak up on people because they're always ringing.
Okay.
So he's making
This,
and
I am 100% up for this being a thing. It just sounds so awesome. I am.
it's so, like, I'm gonna continue on, and then
I love it.
because this is all ridiculous, and then it's revealed, like, oh, like, because everyone in, like, because it's super iconic. It goes, because you have your Zanbakuto, and then it has a Shikai, and then it has Bankai, which I think is First Awakening and then Final Awakening if we're translating it to English. It's revealed that everyone goes like, oh, you or have your Shikai out, and it goes like, no, this is just my fucking normal Zanpakuto. My Zanpakuto hates me, so
Thanks.
it's so and then it goes like, and then like that's not like, this is the funniest thing. Like, I want this to be the full analyzation of Kenpachi because this is really fun. I'm really sad it's like really
Honestly,
low down. It is. Okay,
Bleach,
I'm gonna keep
if
going.
Bleach returns, I'm down for this.
Oh,
Yeah,
and then yeah, and then it's revealed. Oh, here's another way he nerfed himself. He only ever wielded his sword one-handed, and it's such a funny scene where he goes like, "Oh, I remember something in like kendo class that I attended once, where you wield your sword with two hands. The strength becomes immensely powerful." And then the guy he's fighting is like, "Yeah, that's
Awesome.
just like, what do you mean?"
Alright.
And then he just one-shots a dude,
Yeah.
and it's just. And
Alright,
it
I
keeps
think
going.
I think we're
Yeah.
going.
absolutely
Like,
agreed that this is.
It would be
Jack's the
great.
same in his story. He's
yeah, I
got,
think
like,
we're-
that same.
I think we're
love
absolutely
Berserk.
agreed
He's
that this
such a
is
good
really good, really fun, really awesome.
But the go back a bit with the comparison
I
watching
will-
Jack.
I think we should move on to the next one now.
I'm so sorry, but it's so like the amount of nerfs that can
It's insane, and I wish we could talk about it more. But
Okay.
again, anybody, just it sounds so awesome.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's just hype.
It's
It is literally that Dragon Ball Z abridged quote from Vegeta of "I am the hype."
Yes. Kenpachi's great. I love Kenpachi.
All right, we'll move on now to 220th place with Itachi Uchiha versus Akua Shuzen. Naruto versus Rosaria+Vampire.
I have read some of Rosaria.
I have
Vampire,
seen
my
the
sister used to
anime
have it.
years ago. It's been a while. But
Yes, it
if
does.
this is... I don't remember which character this is, but if it's the... I think it might be the ice one?
No, that's the...
This is like, I think,
Unless I'm thinking
like a vampire lady, and she's like, and she goes like to the main vampire.
Oh, is this the?
She's the sister of Mocha.
Oh,
and she's like,
okay,
oh,
that's why this matchup's a thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically she's like, you're denying your true vampire nature, blah 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 blah, and then they have a big fight. And all
Okay,
that
I get it. I get it.
So it's
That's neat. That's neat.
yeah, like if you, I think at this point everyone knows who Itachi is, like, as well.
Yeah. Okay. This does sound fun from that and what I'm seeing here. So yeah, honestly,
It's interesting.
it'd be a cool Itachi fight. I think the only other Itachi fight I can think of off the top of my head is Undertaker, and I don't know if I really like that.
I think it's funny.
Oh, it's funny as hell. I just don't.
I think it's great.
I just don't think the idea of Itachi fighting Undertaker interests me. This one interests me, and that's not to say I wouldn't want an Undertaker death battle, because Undertaker is my favorite wrestler, and like the only one I ever was into when I was younger and actually watched wrestling from time to time.
Yeah, I think what would be funny if there was Undertaker on the Death Belt analysis. They've had only one wrestler, Randy Savage.
Yeah, and
I think
it
they did
didn't go great
Undertaker.
for thing.
It was
but
okay. Yeah, it was okay.
I know there
Some
was some pushback from the community for not the right reasons. I mean,
yeah, like people got on their high horses about it for
Yeah.
XYZ reason. Like people wanted to be outraged about it for some reason. They wanted to complain about it. I don't get it.
I think that episode was very fun, and I love the way that they portrayed it.
Yes. It was
Yes,
fun.
I was like, but if they did Undertaker, it would be very funny if Wiz fully believed it.
Oh,
Like
God,
he believed like the story of wrestling, and Boomstick was the one like, Wiz, you under? It's like, no. Like for whatever reason, Wiz believes it.
That would be funny. Man, all right. Yeah.
Yeah, but
So,
Yeah.
great matchup. I like it. And then we'll move on to 219. Emperor Mateus versus Emperor Doviculus. Final Fantasy versus Brutal Legend. Now, I have played a small amount of Brutal Legend, but not a lot. I know it's a very good game. From what I'm reading here, being that they are two power-hungry emperors that force themselves into a position of power with the aid of demonic entities. Mateus conquering Palamecia after unleashing fiends from hell upon his world from his deal with the devil, and Doviculus using the tainted coil to enslave Bladehenge. Both are extremely prideful and arrogant, yet very articulate, and see others as inferior to themselves. They seem to have similar weapons, both using staffs, but for different purposes, with Mateus going for magic, whereas Doviculus uses his more as an axe, apparently. There's a bunch of major connections here as well. But, honestly, seems very good. Matchup I like a lot. There's a good amount of the similarity in their personalities. I think will lead to a very fun back and forth.
Yeah.
And it says here that Mateus was originally based on David Bowie. And I think that will line up very well. That would line up very well with Brutal Legend with its music focus.
like on episode 2, we had like a thing with like everyone with super arms. Can you just like throw up on the screen every character based on David Bowie?
No, I'm not doing that again. That was annoying getting all those arms in the right place. There's also so many.
No,
you don't need to like do it good. Just like side by side photographs.
I might throw up. I might have thrown up his character in Labyrinth, because that is probably his most iconic acting role.
There's David. There's
other than that,
there's Labyrinth, the Goblin King, the Sovereign from Venture Bros, Dio. Wait, no.
Hold on.
What? I think
Are you telling me
actor,
that David Bowie was Dio once?
Dio was inspired by him, yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
like,
what you meant.
Yeah, I'm saying like characters that are inspired by David Bowie.
In that case, definitely no, because there's going to be a lot.
Well, I think it'd be funny, just like a single like, just slowly fading in, just a massive.
If you can find or make me a massive collage of the various David Bowie inspired characters, I'll throw it in. But I'm not going and grabbing images of all of them and putting it together myself, because that would take way too long.
Find, like, I bet I can find at least 20 and I'll make a collage.
Probably.
There's Crystal Bowie from what's it, Space Adventure Cobra or something. I believe that.
How many characters are just David Bowie? That would be funny. Well, moving on, because
I'm looking at these major connections and they line up quite well. So yeah, no, this seems great, honestly. And then we'll move to 219th place, and we've got Gintoki versus Yato, Gintama versus Norigami. I don't know what that second one is, but I do know Gintoki kind of the whole and like, kind of a meta thing, and Because I know Gintoki gets put up against Deadpool.
I've heard of Noragami, but I don't know what it's about.
I do have connections listed here. We've got, on the surface, they're both mischievous, unpredictable, and downright lazy individuals who struggle with their living conditions, to the point of being labeled as freeloading bums. It makes sense with what I've seen about Gintoki. In the past, however, they were well-renowned swordsmen, both known for their high kill count that's given them noteworthy titles. White Demon for Gintoki and God of Calamity for Yato during a war. Though they try to move away from their past, former acquaintances, enemies, and organizations serve as threats and reminders to them. And now they are simply trying to help people, accepting requests, no matter how big or small it may be for the people, so that they can pay for their own expenses. Part of a dynamic trio with one serving as a straight man and the other being from a world outside their own. All these themselves serve as the mentor figure for them, each surviving as a major role for our protagonists, both seriously and comedically. Yep, that is, if those are all true, those just seem like the exact same character, and thus, I think, thematically rich. It's probably also quite dynamically good as well.
Yeah, it's very good. The only issue is Gintama and Gintoki are very, very fourth wall, like manga and anime. Like,
yeah,
I've tried.
Maybe Noragami is too. Who knows?
I don't think so. I remember watching it.
Oh, if you've seen it, then yeah.
It's very comedy based. Like, both are very comedy. Like, they're comedy, and they shift hyper to seriousness.
So I suppose, in a sense, one might be able to describe this as anime Deadpool Deathstroke?
Kind of?
Not exactly, but if you were gonna imagine it, in that they are fairly similar characters, one's fourth wall breaking, one is not.
So, I'm trying to think, the best way I can describe how they treat the fourth wall in Gintama, just for people, because everybody, is like, every person I've talked to, where I love Gintama, like, exponentially. I love it so much.
I heard it's very good.
Yeah, it's very good. Yeah. It's definitely like my second favorite anime of all time. Never gonna say the first. It's.
What do you mean you're never gonna say the first?
Well, because then people are gonna complain that I picked the wrong one.
That's a fair stance to take.
Yeah. So in the universe of Gintama, everyone knows that they're in an anime/manga.
Oh.
Kind of, if you know,
interesting.
It's like, that's kind of the approach. If you ever, the biggest comparison I can say in popular media is Free Guy. You know, the Ryan Reynolds like movie.
I've seen the movie.
At the end of that movie, everybody goes like, "Oh, we're game simulations." Okay, that's like, they all accept it, like, and they kind of like just like, yeah, like we're, and so it's not like, oh, it's just a thing for other universe. Like, oh yeah, there's raiders, there's people in real world, yada yada. And like, that's a lot of where the humor comes from. It's great. It's not a big. The point that they know that there's a fourth wall isn't a big deal in that universe. It's not unique onto Gintoki. Everybody recognizes it.
Cool.
And there's a really funny thing.
Could make for a fun back and forth dialogue thing.
Well, that's why I really love Deadpool versus Gintoki, because I think, like, there's also a really funny episode where basically there's like a popularity because, you know, in manga, like, they'll have like, you could vote your favorite character.
Learning this about Gintoki makes me understand why Deadpool is a matchup for him, and it's also very good. I think that and this will attack different parts of them. I think this is very good. I also think Gintoki vs. Deadpool is very good. I don't know, honestly, which one I like more. I don't know.
Oh, can I? I'm gonna say one before we move on. I'm gonna say one of my favorite scenes from all of Gintama.
Go ahead.
So basically, there was an arc when Gintoki, because like, Gintoki means gold. Basically, it's like gold. No, Gintoki means silver. Gintoki means gold. Like, because there's like gold version. There's like, a robot tries to replace Gintoki, and like, he basically mind controls everyone to make them forget Gintoki, but doesn't work on robots. So the only person that remembers that Gintoki is a thing is that they're robot made. And Gintoki is like thrown out of town, and this guy, Gintoki, is going to kill this maid, and he's like choking the shit out of her and about to kill her in like an alleyway, and she just like whispers that she's being choked in the most subtle, like quiet, like help. And the guy's like, Gintoki's out of town. What the like? What do you think's gonna happen? He's gonna save you? And Gintoki appears behind him and rips his dick off. He rips a robot dick off. Like,
I have so many questions, but I don't think I want to. I don't think I want to ask them. Okay.
So if you threaten Gintoki's friends, he will rip your dick off.
Okay. And it's not just that; it's that apparently he, from outside of town, knew the maid was in trouble. Oh my god.
Yeah, he like that is. If you took that, like, I don't know if he was literally out of town, but he was some distance away, heard her effectively whisper, and got there. It's such a funny shot, by the way, because it shows the robot dick. It's like a joke that's like just a screw. I love Gintama so much. I want him on the show so desperately. If you pitch a death battle with Gintoki, I'm 100% behind it. That is the answer.
All right. Well, you've said a good amount about that. It's a very fun matchup, it seems. The next one probably isn't going to be a whole lot to say, purely because I don't think any of us are going to know a whole lot about the characters, but maybe you guys might. Jack Frost versus Lester Dwervik. Jack Frost versus Scarecrow. There was a cast on this one.
Mm-hmm. Yes. It seemed nice on the cast. Like, you know.
Alright.
I've not watched either of the film series, but, you know, it seemed funny.
I know that they're both horror movies, and that Jack Frost is obviously a snowman. Scarecrow is, I guess this Lester is probably a scarecrow of some variety. But past that, I don't really know anything. Yeah, so sadly, there's not a lot to say about this one. But,
yeah,
like before, if anybody watching this knows anything, feel free to reach out, run some connections, and various information, as much information as you want at me. Well, and we can see about revisiting it in a future episode. Then we'll move on to 216th place. Hulk vs. Asura. Which, the choice to pitch this when both characters had matchups listed in the Kickstarter, I respect the confidence and the effort. Because I myself pitched a Master Chief matchup, so I know how it feels to be pitching a matchup that is almost certainly not going to happen for a long time. But I will say it is a very good. It is a good idea for Asura. You know, it does. It does thematically connect quite well, and honestly, you know, they both fight very similar, just pure melee for the most part. I think there might be one or two abilities both have. There are some abilities that both have, but at the end of the day, it is just punch it till it dies.
Yeah, I think Hulk sneezes in Ostrich out of existence. That out there.
I don't know.
Well, like, did I cut out there like what I said? I think that's because my connection.
Yeah, you said Hulk sneezes and Asura dies, but I don't know. You know, it could be closer than that, but yeah, maybe it isn't. I mean, Hulk did scale kind of high in that death battle against Godzilla.
Yeah.
Again, thematically, makes a lot of sense. Dynamically, very similar styles of combat and fighting. debate does seem to lean towards Hulk a lot, but
There is
maybe it doesn't. Maybe it doesn't.
there is a very like this is like part of the community. I forget who was doing it, but a person for a while was like, "What is the worst thing that every death metal combatant has ever done?" They did it on Reddit. I don't know who they are. If you were that person, throw it down in the comments. And it was very funny when he got to Asura. Is like he didn't allow his daughter to eat vegetables. Like,
Yeah,
like that was it.
that's honestly funny. Not really much else to say about this one.
Yeah, it's. I just felt like that was funny part
So
of the community.
moving from one matchup that, talking of one-sided matchups, in 215th place we have Clive Rossfield versus Eren Yeager from Attack on Titan. And before Clive had a death battle, I would have said, yeah, it's a stomp, but really, how much can it be? And then the death battle happened, and then it's like, oh my god, he's that strong?
Yeah, I think.
What the
like
hell? Like,
yeah, like it was.
I mean,
Yeah.
personally, I think the result they arrived at for Dante versus Clive was wrong. I think Dante should have kicked his ass into next week. But I can accept their reasonings based off what they went with, even though I think they're wrong.
The vast majority of the community, like if
There,
the
I know
G1
there is a
block
lot of...
was like 50-50.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's like one of those matchups where I think there's a lot of interpretation to it, but yeah. Clive
Yeah,
Aaron. Yeah, and the death battle is helping me realize the similarities in their stories and stuff. Thematically, I get it, but also, Eren just...
They for it.
Eren has no chance. Like, not even the little one.
There was a very funny fan battle where the argument for Eren was by using the tree or whatever it's called, he would connect to an ancestor in the past, and that ancestor in his past would go stab Clive as a baby.
Time
It was one of
travel!
those.
Oh, man. Yeah.
But that was otherwise,
Alright.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think it'd be, I think it'd be a badass like animation to see like.
I mean,
Clive
probably,
just, like,
almost
100 Colossus.
Yeah, probably. No doubt about that. But, very clear winner. Again, like I said, thematically makes a lot of sense. It's a good idea of a comparison, but as a death battle, maybe not because of how one-sided.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So.
Come on, you got anything?
Yeah. Anything?
Comment.
Comment? Are you there, Jerome?
I think he went to use the bathroom or something. I don't know.
It's possible.
My mic's
No.
not working.
Oh no. Okay.
Oh shit.
His mic
Oh
was-
shit.
His mic wasn't working.
Moment, I think.
Yep. Okay,
Is
you
there
sound
any-
okay.
Is
now.
there anything you want to say about Clive versus Aaron?
I think you guys covered it quite well, but I can't help but mention we are recording this just after that Assassin's Creed DLC came out, and that isn't helping my
Assassin's Creed
thoughts
DLC?
It's just watch the video afterwards. It's hilariously low budget. It's worse than a mobile game.
For Mirage, right? Or
The new Assassin's Creed game. The,
Yeah, Shadows.
the
The one that
Japan
was-
yeah.
Yeah, the one that I.
Yeah.
oh,
was
Shadows was
terrible.
most recent.
They with no fanfare at all dropped a DLC mission where you basically run away from a Titan that looks ridiculous and has so little effort put into animating,
I see.
and then you get an advert to buy some skins from the store. And I just can't help but think of that.
It's Assassin's Creed. You think it would be the easiest game series, but then everyone was like, "This doesn't feel unique at all.
Honestly,
like that, like it's
the last
it's
good
I
Assassin's
don't know.
Creed game, in my opinion, is probably Black Flag.
Black
Everybody
Flag
likes
was
Black.
great, yeah.
Well, Unity, like the French game is actually very, very good now that they actually fixed it.
Yeah.
But like then,
All right,
but everything after Unity doesn't feel like anything.
Black Flag I played was like one of the few games I played. I played 3, 4, and I played Rogue, and those are all very good games.
Yeah.
Past that, I don't really have a lot of opinions on Assassin's Creed stuff.
I have a lot of opinions, but that's later.
I have played Watch Dogs Legion, which, despite I think some, which honestly, it's not a bad game. They had a bit of an Assassin's Creed link there, which fun mission, but
Yeah. I think the main issue with Assassin's Creed why
move-
it keeps like moving on. We'll talk about that later.
We're going a bit of a side tangent there, but let's move on to 214th place, which is Lord X versus Error Sans, Sonic.EXE versus Undertale. Now, specific version of the Sonic.EXE thing and an AU version of Sans, but I don't know how well I can explain what each of these characters are, but knowing at least a little bit, it makes some amount of sense. Personally, I just don't know enough to give a proper review of it.
I don't really know anything
But
either.
I do think it's neat, and out of the 3 Sonic.EXE matchups that got pitched, I think it is in the middle of, like, if I would rank them, I'd put it in the middle for reasons, but there's really not a whole lot I can say about it, sadly, because I just don't know.
Yeah.
Sonic.EXE is I don't even know if series is the right word for it, but as a concept is a very nebulous thing because there are multiple canons by different people and yada yada yada. This is probably as good a time to mention, why not, that there is a Sonic.EXE versus Kara video from Nebula Theater that, if you haven't seen already, go check it out. Good people, good video. I enjoy it. Yeah, not really much else I can say. Anything from you guys, or shall we move on?
I'm afraid I don't know much about either of them beyond, like, I've heard of them.
Yeah.
I'm personally just not a fan of like creepypasta characters being on the show. That's me.
Fair. I mean, if you're gonna do anybody, I think the one you can reliably go with is Slenderman. That's like the one. But that's because you can at least, I think, nail down what to use a little better. I know Death Battle had their Champions Island thing end fairly recently, and Slenderman was one of the possible 32 in there, so. But they were somewhat, but alright, so we'll move on then to 213th place. We have Borky versus Grog Strongjaw. The Unexpectables versus Critical Role. For anyone who doesn't know what those two series are, they are anime, like D&D series and podcasts. And I mean, everybody knows what Critical Role is at this point. The Unexpectables is probably a little less well known, but they are just D&D characters, and that's what the whole thing is.
Currently I think Critical Role, Legend of Vox Machinas, no, it's not even Legend of Vox Machina, I forget what it's called, but the new season right now is like the second most watched TV show.
Well, there you go then.
Like,
yeah, this would absolutely get numbers.
Borky. So the Unexpectables, I know a lot about the Unexpectables. I've been in their Discord for goddamn like 7 years.
Awesome.
And I, you may or may not believe this, up to you people. I can prove it as best I can. I've changed my account sometimes just because I lost emails.
Okay. It happens.
I used to be the official, unofficial, whatever combination of those words, damage tracker of the Unexpectables for season 1. I literally watched every single episode, like on ×3 speed, and if they just mentioned anything about taking damage, I would write it down and I would submit it. And for the entire season, first season, I didn't do that for season 2 because I realized I would just hate the show if I continued to do that. Like, so unfortunately, I've not done it for season 2. Maybe I will later.
Looking back to the matchup, I know there is a good amount of interest from the community about doing a D&D based episode. And I know there's some talk about doing something with Vector. It's discussed here and there, but I think, honestly, I like this as an introduction to, as like, the thing to put D&D into Death Battle. Something like this. Because they are both series are very popular within the D&D space and even beyond. And I think it would be a nice thing, because also both characters, as far as D&D mechanics go, are more... They're less complicated, would be the way to say it. They just have less to worry about.
Yeah, so here is so Borky is, if everyone loves him, everyone knows him, everybody is jealous of his luxurious hair. He is played by Curtis, aka Tuck.
Oh, you cut out there, sorry.
Yeah.
Game 4-star. The game is run by his sister, Monty Gloom. So it's Takahata. If you love Takahata 101, he plays Borky, so...
Oh, that's cool. Okay, well then this would be I think this would be a very good choice for Death Battle to go with, because they can just bring Takahata in, and it would be awesome.
Unfortunately, this is the big caveat with this matchup that's kind of a bummer. Not just like from a versus like this is literally like from a standpoint, like if no matter how you analyze it, I think Borky just gets slapped. It's a little bit because because Takahata 101 for just got a real life lore, he started doing his VTuber stuff, right? And he's one of the bigger VTubers, especially as a male VTuber, because male VTubers do have a harder time. That's just a fact. But he's still up there.
Yeah.
And he went like, well, I can either continue streaming like I do with this D&D game, or I can focus on the VTuber for my time for during that time of the week. And he went with VTuber. So unfortunately, Borky at level, I believe it was like either 9 or 10, something around that level, he just left. Like he basically.
So Grog,
I think he opened up a clear
has a clear advantage.
Yeah. Grog strong, and the game
I do still think
ended around level 12.
I do still think it would be the best option that I've seen out of every D&D matchup. D&D related matchup I've seen.
Yeah, and you would have it would be a very fun clash, because Borky, he has a famous saying, which is, it's time. It's like, it's time to get Borky. It's time to get Borky. Like, it's nice. He does that, like, versus Grog Stronghair goes like, I would like to rage. And like you could have those two clash, and that would be pretty fun. Like just them yelling and slapping each other, but like, I think it'd be like really interesting, like to see the characters interact, not so much the series.
I like it a lot. Sense. Would be awesome as like the first D&D episode of Death Battle. So we'll move on. 212th place, Goblin Slayer versus Laos Tauden. I apologize if I butchered the name. Leos, or however it's said.
Something.
This is one of 2 Goblin Slayer pitches. And I don't know a lot about this one, to be honest, because I know some things about Goblin Slayer. I know nothing about Delicious in Dungeon.
It's mostly about making food.
I do know the concept of the series is about them adventuring and making a bunch of food. And
There
obviously Goblin Slayer is about killing them goblins.
There is a big connection between the two characters specifically, and
Alright.
I don't know if it's mean to say, but a lot of people, including myself, who's also on it,
Oh, is it the
these are
autism?
kind of like spectrum.
it's
Yeah,
the
like I don't
autism.
want to say these guys are autistic.
Yeah,
like,
I've
that's
heard.
fucking
I have
mean.
heard. Laos or however you. How do you say his name again?
They both.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like
I have
sure.
heard
I don't
people
wanna-
talk about him being on the spectrum.
Yeah, they're hyper focused. They are singular driven,
I can see it. I can see it.
and
And I
Goblin
say that
Slayer-
as somebody with it myself.
yeah, Goblin Slayer is. I'm also. I'm also on the spectrum. I'm the old type of one. I was diagnosed with Asperger's or
I
Asperger's.
kind of there as well, like in the middle between that and
There
just autism.
Like I think I was one of the last years.
Yeah,
of
because
people
they had to change the name.
and then they changed
For
it over
reasons-
to just Spectrum.
Yeah, for reasons we will not discuss here because it is not a place. If you're interested,
I don't even
Google
know
it.
the reasons.
then I do not
Yeah.
have to say it because I know the reason. And if you're interested, Google it.
Goblin Slayer, it's a super cool series. The manga and the light
Yep.
novels are great,
Yeah.
in my opinion. The anime kind of lies to you. I'm gonna say that.
Really?
Because the first, the first episodes are like, this is how it's gonna be, dark. And then it goes like, nah, that's... It implies some of that, but it never gets to those levels ever again.
Yeah,
Like,
that first
is-
episode is so dark, man. Like, wow.
Yeah, so like that. So the anime kind of lies to you. I really love this. Goblin Slayer is also, because we were just talking about D&D. He's heavily inspired by D&D.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
I see it. And his
he's-
companions that he acquires over the series do seem also kind of
it's.
based on the various
I think they
classes.
even in the manga, they literally show a D&D 5e sheet as like a job application.
Nice.
They literally show it, like, please fill out.
Yeah, so if this one does seem fun,
I
don't know
think
a lot
it'd be
about
fun. It'd
myself,
be
but
great.
yeah.
I would love it.
So we've hit over an hour, but we've only got one more matchup left to talk about on the list, so we'll do it. And it is the 211th place matchup of Noctis versus Ludger Kresnik from Noctis from Final Fantasy 15 versus Tales of Xillia with an X. Huh.
It's specifically Tales
I
of
just-
Xillia 2.
Is it like just one of the Tales games, like the thing that Lloyd is from?
Okay, there are a lot of Tales of
There's a
games.
lot.
Yeah. I know. It's
lot.
just the only Tales game I can remember. Oh, it's off the top of my head is Tales of Symphonia with Lloyd. Early.
Tales of... Here is the
Right.
thing that makes these two...
I do have some
Like, the
notes
games
here
themselves...
that
like-
say that
okay,
both
you go with
are
your notes,
silent
and I'll-
RPG heroes whose fighting styles can utilize multiple weapons that they possess. I did see. I think I saw a DBX or a 1 minute melee of Noctis versus like 2B maybe, and I get the multiple weapons thing. They both hail from distinct bloodlines that are at the center of a crucial trial where primal entities are testing if humanity deserves to live. Heavy stuff. Wielding special powers unique to their bloodlines, they embark on journeys to save their worlds as they build bonds with their companions. The games have connections between their stories. Okay, so Tales of Xillia 2 dimensions here, okay?
Yep.
Yeah, alright. Seems pretty good for a Noctis matchup, to be honest.
And so, I think their games themselves, by the way, and this is also another connection you can slap onto this.
Yeah, it says the
Tales-
games themselves have a good amount of connections.
Well, I was good, like, from like a, not like a story perspective, from a literal standpoint, like,
Okay.
15 is so much drastically different than any
Oh, you mean the
real
gameplay?
RPG. Well, like, not just gameplay, but from, like, yes, gameplay, but just, like, design philosophies are such a massive shift for 15 moving forward.
Yeah.
Compared to the previous games,
Because it's
like
pretty. It's like, from what I remember, it's fairly open world and combat is a lot
Yes.
more. It's a lot freer.
And Tales of Xillia and Tales of Xillia 2 were the last two Tales of games that were console exclusive, and then they became multi-platform after that. Tales of Xillia just got remastered, so you can now play it on Steam at least. I think it's also, I think it's also on the PlayStation Store. I could be wrong. And Tales of Xillia 2 is slotted to be remastered for October of 2026. So that's coming out.
Cool.
Luger is, unfortunately, he was like an experimental like main character for the Tales of series because he is silent protagonist, and throughout the game you could like time to time select his dialogue options, but those weren't voiced.
Okay.
You would have
so
you would have to beat the game, and when you beat the game, you got the option to then when you replay it, now those options are voiced, which is a weird thing.
Yeah, that's very weird.
But like Luger, super cool. Like he, in terms of like his aspect in the story, it's such a super cool concept of like, yeah, the universe is like I've been like the god basically went like I've been waiting for 1,000 years for someone to get to me and make a wish that's not just evil, and for 1,000 years, it keeps failing, and it's like. And like Luger at the very end is like, okay, my wish is to save the world by destroying and letting all of these dark dimensions fall away, just so the primary dimension can survive, and with the hope and belief that they will continue on and they will make a world that doesn't need to have this trial go on anymore. It's like that's kind of like so he sacrifices himself for that. Like I think Luger is basically established as the most powerful Tales of character.
Oh,
so
all right. Fun stuff.
I think
seems really good.
He's super cool. I love the Tales of games. Tales of Xillia is my favorite Tales of game. Well, it's either my favorite or tied for my favorite because Tales of Berseria is amazing. Tales of Xillia is also amazing. I think this matchup would be fantastic.
Velvet Crow, is that a Tales of character?
That is, it's Velvet Crow. She's the lady paired up against Ragna. This Tales of Xillia 2, I think is the first.
Which one?
I think they went.
Which
they had
game is Velvet from?
Tales of Berseria.
That's why I recognized it when you said it.
Yeah, there are Tales of series. Generally don't have sequels to one another, kind of like how Final Fantasy do. So each game is independent from one another.
Final Fantasy doesn't really sequels either.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like Final Fantasy, there are no real world sequels.
There are some.
Tales of Xillia and Tales of Xillia 2, I think, are the only games that are direct sequels from one another. There is Tales of Berseria, which is, I think, in the same universe / timeline as Tales of Zestiria.
Alright.
Yeah, so
alright, cool stuff.
The Tales of timeline is bullshit. Like, I will find that and I will throw it up.
Seems it. Alright, that is all of the matchups for today. So I want to thank you guys for joining me in this, and everybody for watching this. When it finally comes out, because it's probably going to take me a bit to edit, both this and the one before. Oh man, video creation. It's a fun thing. To wrap up, there should be a Google form in the description where you can submit any info on pitched matchups. If you pitched a matchup that is not currently publicly known, and you would like to make it publicly known and be anonymous, feel free to reach out, and your name will be completely anonymous, and it'll get brought up in an episode. But I mean, if you pitched a matchup and you don't want to tell anybody, that is absolutely your choice. I know we obviously don't know all of them yet. There are obviously various people out there who just haven't shared, but we are learning more all the time from people that are willing to share. Oh, and obviously, definitely always check out fan battle casts whenever you can. Those people are awesome, and I've been on a few of them myself.
Mhm.
Don't think there's anything else I need to say right now. Would either of you two like to say anything to wrap up here?
No, not really. I think you've covered everything.
Play Tales of Xillia Remastered has the best Tales of couple. Watch Gintama. Play D&D. Drink some water.
Yeah, drink water.
Tell your
Mm-hmm.
tell your loved ones you love them.
Always.
And live by the motto that Kenpachi and Jack go by, which is do it for the love of the game.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you next time.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.